The first call came at 2:17 a.m. "Emergency rescue," she whispered, already halfway into her coat. "A breeder abandoned 12 purebreds. I have to go." Her voice was tight, practiced. I stayed in bed, still, watching the ceiling. Cole's name flashed briefly on her phone before she silenced it. Business partner. Co-founder of our charity. Savior of animals. Savior of reputations. Savior of my wife's midnight disappearances. I didn't ask questions. I had stopped asking months ago. Questions give liars space to rehearse. Instead, I counted her steps down the hallway. 7 to the stairs. 12 to the front door. The soft click. I waited exactly 3 minutes before checking the GPS. On the car, I had registered under the company name. She wasn't driving toward the shelter. She was driving toward Cole's private loft downtown, a building we never used for business. I lay there in the dark. Not angry. Not yet. Just awake. Somewhere between suspicion and confirmation. The kind of space where love begins to rot quietly. I told myself it could still be innocent. It wasn't. The late-night rescues became routine. 2, sometimes 3 times a week. Always urgent. Always dramatic. Abandoned litters. Emergency transfers. Donor crises. And always Cole calling first. I began noticing smaller fractures. Perfume she didn't own before. A silk blouse. She said a donor gifted her, still with the receipt from a boutique downtown. 2 items purchased. Only 1 came home. She stopped touching me. But she smiled more. That bothered me most. Not guilt. Not fear. Joy. As if she had discovered a second life where I was no longer required. Our charity had grown rapidly. Too rapidly. We specialized in elite breed rescues. Wealthy donors paid enormous adoption contributions. Millions flowed in over 3 years. Transparency was my responsibility. Public relations was hers. Cole handled private donor relations. Late nights. Exclusive meetings. I told myself they were building something important, but something didn't align. Rescue dogs rarely came from nowhere. Paperwork felt duplicated. Microchip records delayed. Veterinary certifications always signed by the same. Small clinic owned by a silent investor. Cole's college roommate. I started sleeping less. Watching more. Listening harder. One night she returned at 4 a.m. Her hair slightly damp. Lipstick smudged. She kissed my forehead gently. "You're a good man," she whispered. That was when I knew. Good men are useful, not desired. I didn't confront her. Emotion is expensive. Information is currency. I hired a forensic accountant under the guise of expansion. Planning. Quietly. Discreetly. Money moved in circles. Donations labeled as medical rehabilitation transferred into shell suppliers. Those suppliers linked back to breeding facilities. High-end breeders. Not abandoned animals. We weren't rescuing dogs. We were purchasing them quietly, rebranding them as survivors, then selling them at 10 times the value to emotional donors who believed they were saving lives. It was elegant, cruel, brilliant. I almost admired it. Almost. I installed a voice recorder in the conference room. 3 nights later, I heard it. Cole's voice first. "She suspects nothing," he said. My wife laughed. "She's not the problem. He is." A pause. "He'll never check the breeding contracts. He's too busy being ethical." They both laughed. I replayed that part several times. Too busy being ethical. That was my flaw. Not stupidity. Not ignorance. Integrity. And then came the second betrayal. During a donor gala rehearsal, my daughter-in-law called. "Thanksgiving is at our place," she said flatly. "If you want to join, come wash the dishes. We're keeping it simple this year." I understood the tone. My wife had been whispering about me, positioning me as irrelevant, difficult, financially cautious. I replied calmly, "Enjoy." And I meant it. That was the moment something inside me detached. Not rage, precision. The final piece arrived on a Thursday. A private investigator delivered photographs. Cole's loft, 2:41 a.m. My wife stepping onto the balcony in my coat. Not hers. Mine. Intimacy doesn't require explanation. Neither do hotel receipts paid from the charity's emergency fund. I printed everything. Bank transfers, breeding contracts, audio transcripts, photos. Then I confirmed the venue booking. Our largest annual donor banquet. 200 guests. Investors, journalists, philanthropists, people who believed in redemption. I waited until my wife returned from another rescue. She removed her heels by the door. I handed her a folder. "What's this?" she asked lightly. "Transparency," I said. She opened it. Her face drained slowly. Not dramatically, just emptying. Cole's name appeared too often. The photographs were near the back. She stopped breathing when she saw them. "It's not what you think," she whispered. I nodded. "You're right." That frightened her more than anger would have. The banquet hall glowed gold that night. Crystal glasses, soft violin music, 200 donors applauding our impact. My wife stood beside Cole on stage, radiant in white. Saviors of the abandoned. I stepped forward when it was time for the financial transparency presentation. My specialty? The projector hummed. First slide, revenue growth. Applause. Second slide, expense breakdown. Nods of approval. Third slide, breeding facility contracts. Silence. Murmurs. Fourth slide, audio transcript excerpt. "She's not the problem. He is." Gasps. My wife's smile cracked. Cole tried to interrupt. I advanced the slide. Photographs. Time-stamped. Expense reimbursements highlighted in red. Emergency rescue fund used for private loft payments. No shouting. No accusations. Just documented truth. I believed we were rescuing animals, I said calmly into the microphone. Instead, we were manufacturing tragedy for profit. 200 faces shifted from admiration to disgust. Cole stepped back first. My wife reached for my arm. I moved away gently. Security escorted them out when donors began demanding explanations. I did not raise my voice once. Revenge does not require volume, only timing. The fallout was immediate. Investigations opened. Accounts frozen. Cole attempted to call me. Blocked. My wife called 71 times in one night, after photos of my newly purchased villa in Switzerland circulated through mutual contacts. Quiet mountains, glass walls, silence. She left voicemails, crying, bargaining, blaming. I deleted them without listening. Thanksgiving arrived. No invitation, no dishes to wash. I watched snow settle over the lake instead. There's a clarity that comes when betrayal burns away illusion. I lost a wife. I lost a partner. I lost a family that preferred comfort over character. But I gained something else. Control. They mistook my restraint for weakness. They mistook my ethics for blindness. They mistook my silence for ignorance. They were wrong. I didn't crush her with anger. I crushed her with truth. And truth, when timed correctly, is irreversible. I no longer lose sleep at 2:17 a.m. Some rescues are meant for animals. Some are meant for yourself. I finally chose the right one.